Hello beautiful people, it's Robyn Thomas here with Resemble Me by Robyn. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to correctly wash your hair while it is in a protective style so that you can ensure to get the best out of your protective style. So first you are going to start by drenching your hair in water. People don't really understand how important this step is. When you are washing your hair, whether you have your hair in its free state or in braids, it is so important to make sure that your total hair is drenched. You hear a lot of people talking about hair porosity, where this is where that comes in, right? Well, it comes in your whole routine, but it really does come in for the first step, which is drenching your hair with water, right? So if your hair takes a while for water to penetrate it in its natural state, it's going to take even longer in a protective style because you have the barrier of the hair weave that's intertwined with your hair. So it's going to take a little longer to actually penetrate your hair fully with the water. So you want to make sure that your hair is fully saturated, okay? People don't like this part, but your head needs to feel heavy with water. If your hair is not drenched with water, then the second step will not work as thoroughly as you would want it to. And the second step is cleansing your hair. Me personally, I wash my hair once a week and I moisturize my hair at least 3 times a week. So I don't necessarily need a cleansing shampoo. I don't need to strip my hair. My hair and scalp hasn't been through so much product buildup and stuff like that to where I have to really strip it to make sure it's really cleansed. So instead, I'm just going to do a thorough wash with a moisturizing shampoo. So normally if you are going through a week where your hair and scalp gets really dirty or like stinks really bad, or you use a lot of products for styling and things like that, then you would definitely need to shampoo your hair twice. The first shampoo would need to be a cleansing shampoo. So for instance, if you use Design Essentials like I like to, then your cleansing shampoo may be the peppermint and aloe shampoo, or maybe the oat protein and henna cleansing shampoo. And then you want to follow up with a second shampoo that is moisturizing. So the first one will be stripping and the second one will help add moisture back into it while it's still doing the cleansing process. So again, in this video, because I wash my hair so often, I'm doing it more so out of routine. I try to wash my hair before it gets to the point of I'm scratching it so much, I'm like, I really need to wash my hair. You're kind of defeating the purpose, right? You don't want your scalp and your hair to get so clogged up with dirt and sweat and products that you have to go through and use your fingernails to scrape and scrub and scratch. That makes your braids start to look old a lot more faster than you might want it to. And right here, I'm just showing you that if you don't feel like you're done washing it with your shampoo, but you don't want to add anymore, just rinse it under or put your head back under the water to add a little extra water on there so that you can add some more suds. This part is important, especially for people who like to add product. I did do a little laying of a little edges. My husband and I went on a date last night and I kind of laid my edges down a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure to get that part washed out as thoroughly as possible. Also, if you notice, I am using the paddings of my finger. I am not using my fingernails and scratching. Again, that will make your hair look old prematurely, and that's not something that you want. You want to make sure that after washing your hair with the shampoo or cleansing your hair with the shampoo, that you rinse all of that shampoo out. Now again, you have to think about your hair's porosity, but also the fact that you have added hair as another barrier intertwined with your natural hair. So you want to make sure that you are absolutely getting all of that water out. It may take 2 minutes, it may take 7 minutes, but make sure it's rinsed all the way out. So after that, I go in with my conditioner, and I've already done the other side, so I'm just showing you guys this side. And I'm making sure that I have it on the length of my braids to where I believe that my hair ends. One thing you don't want to do is waste products, okay? You're already going to need more because, again, your hair is in braids. So you have an extra barrier. You have something else that's making it harder for your hair to absorb these products, okay? So you have to make sure you're not skipping out. You have to make sure you are not doing less just because you have your hair in a put away style. That does not mean to stop what you're doing. If anything, it means that you need to increase or enhance it because you have a fiber. Additional layer to your hair that can stop the products from really penetrating. The same thing when it comes to like your moisture day. You are going to be using more water when you spray your moisture on, and you're going to be using more oil than you normally would when you're going to seal it in, because you have an additional layer intertwined with your hair while in a protective style. Yes, this one is for braids, but for people who have Marley twist, it's even harder because the Marley twist hair is even drier. Okay, for those of you who have your hair in like faux locks or goddess locks, it's even harder to get to your actual hair. So you want to make sure that you are taking your time during your wash day while you have your protective style in. Again, so that you can ensure that you're doing what you need to do so that your protective style is protecting your hair. And people all the time like to be like, well, what exactly are you protecting your hair from? Well, most of the times you're protecting your hair from yourself, okay? You're protecting your hair from you neglecting doing anything to it, from it being in its natural state and you having single strand knots all over the place. It's protecting you from the sun. I know you guys have seen videos of people's hair actually changing color due to the sun rays. You know what I mean? It gets really hot outside, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's kind of easy to really care for your hair in braids if you would just take the time to care for your hair in braids. My hair does so well when I love on it while in braids. And honestly, the only way to continue loving your hair while it's in a protective style is by adding water. Water. So keeping with your wash days, or again, increasing your wash days, enhancing your wash days. When you're enhancing, yes, you're having to use more, not necessarily different, but you're having to use more of it. So make sure that you are investing in your hair while it's in its protective style. It's already easier because it's in a stretched state. You're not having to worry about the actual detangle the hair before or watch you detangle the hair after, separate into sections and things like that. You're not having to worry about that. Your hair is already parted, especially if you have small parts like me. It's open. It's just so easy for me to be able to moisturize my hair, to go and make sure that my scalp is thoroughly moisturized all throughout, and I'm not missing pieces like in the middle of my head where my hair is extremely thick. You know what I mean? So again, make sure that you guys are doing everything you need to do this summer to ensure that while you have your braids in, or when you take your braids out, you will be able to retain the length that you had prior to your braids, and your new growth will be nice and healthy because it would have been washed and conditioned and moisturized on a regular basis, right? When you take your hair out, your hair will thank you and not be dry and brittle. I tell people all the time, if you moisturize your hair while it's in, and moisturize doesn't just mean like this step, right? Adding oil to it, because again, oil doesn't come from, or moisture isn't oil. Oil is a sealant for the moisture, okay? So if you're doing what you're doing, keeping up with your wash routine, deep conditioning, and moisturizing your hair, when you take your braids out, you won't need a conditioner. When you take your braids out, you'll see that the fingertips or the paddings of your fingers will seem like they have a little oil residue. Like your hair will actually be moisturized and not dry, helping to not have breakage. But that is the end of this video. I hope that you all learned something today. I didn't come with the normal where I just kind of explain how you do it, but I really want to explain to you all why it is so important to make sure that you are caring for your hair while it's in a protective style, and how to make sure that you take your time and love your hair. Peace and blessings.